They're preparing for something.
Well, they certainly look to have a very good lineup to grab a potential first blood here, even though I got a feeling that Sunlight won't actually be joining. He's got an Observer Ward to plant in the top lane.
Mm. And he also wants to protect the trees because I feel like Slark, Comfort, he's heading top for a good reason. He wants to cut down all of those trees right in this area, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And from actually being there, even though he is going to be a 3, so he will be farming. But at least that area he wants to cut down. We'll have to wait a bit longer. Already put down a lane ward, nicely placed there.
A little bit of a disconnection. So, what this game feels like to me right now is we have some super snowball potential over on the side of Feld, right? OD, if he gets a good game, is such a nuisance to deal with. Always with the Astral Imprisonment saves, always with the single hero tower pressure that is impossible to deal with one hero because he'll just imprison you if you come for him, right? Axe, very snowball, he becomes a huge threat if he has any damage at all on top of his disables. Well, with an OD, you can certainly provide that. And we also have the Inkswell combination. Doesn't need a Blink Dagger first, of course. And then the Slark. We all know what happens when a Slark goes off. So these heroes from Feld all look really good if they actually get going in this game. And I feel like KBU needs it a little bit less. The Storm would like to snowball, Trent would like to have a good game, but ultimately what really matters is that they get their Gyrocopter online.
Yeah.
And Gyro will always get online.
I wish we got to see a right-click treant someday. With
Mm.
stuff like, you
What
know,
a Mask of Madness?
Mjolnir, Abyssal, Mask of Madness, Daedalus, you know, that stuff. Because he already punches hard, so why not punch harder? Or is there
Mm.
such a thing for a Treant Protector?
You know, I guess there is. It's just he is such a big lumbering. You don't really get to fix his lack of base movement speed anywhere in his item build either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's, I guess in some parallel universe, we might have a Treant Protector
One
being
day.
the most played carry somewhere. Rocket onto Zor. Thanos gonna follow up, but misses the Impale. Axe is gonna be fine. Here and there. Meanwhile, top lane, I feel like the bigger kill potential is actually onto this this Treant Protector, because he's only got 1 armor, Kips.
Yeah. That feels really good if you're a Slark and you want to get some extra stacks. You get it with 3 damage too.
At least you have the damage to secure the range creep. If you just have the attack speed to secure it, Slark yoinks that one right from the eyes of the Treant Protector. Unable to get the range creep secured. Marco a bit late with the pull, misses it by a second. Can't get the connection. At least the lane's in a pretty good spot. It's still pushing. So, Treant Protectors, well, Rubik would love to pull in between. For now, this is going very well into the arms of Comfort.
Yep, getting some nice CS under tower. While in the meantime, in the bottom lane, there's also CS under tower as we got a brief glimpse of Dad CSing under the enemy tower.
Yeah, poking Wake Me Up away. Constant right-click spam. Gyro has a very good attack rate at level 2. He's got 1.02 seconds of attack. He can right-click every equal second. Very high DPS, you could say. Unfortunate here for Sunlight. He's missing quite a lot of CS in this lane. Like, he's got 10 already, but I think he's missed like 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm. And Slark's only going to get more comfortable in this lane. And in the meantime, in the bottom, they're also missing the window to really bully Zor out. Axe most vulnerable in these early levels where he doesn't pick up either the chainmail for the extra armor or the ring of health for the sustain. Either is an option here.
Yeah, Wake Me Up misses the arrow. I'm hoping the next assassin to maybe move to the left. Bit of a miscalculation there. Mana spent. Comfort looking to go down. First blood for KBU into the arms of Sunlight. Slark killed. Treant getting more gold. What could be better for this NOR tourist?
He's got 2 levels in the leech seed. I was actually interested to see if he was going to do this because it is, of course, dispellable. As Thena takes a tumble on the bottom lane. Wake me up. Going down in trade. Yeah.
Yeah, gets a return kill. Wake me up.
Sorry, I'm of the wake me up inside variety, not
Yeah,
before you go
yeah.
go.
Yeah, not before you go. Exactly.
And then there
we
is
have
when September ends flavor.
that's also true, yeah.
I'm betting that's his flavor.
Was that yours?
Dad, really risky here.
Good stun from Thana, though. Combining on both of them. Flat cannon damage a bit lacking, but he's got himself stick charges and a fairy fire. Axe is still got Angos and a ring of health, so I feel like you got to kind of push the limits as well here with the Nyx and the Gyro, knowing that this axe is just going to regenerate any poke you receive. But I do like these aggressive moves on both ends.
Yep, you gotta commit in order to keep him down. But that is 2 salves down again on this side of the map. What an absolute slap fest.
Yep, and Slark is last in CS.
Oh, Zor! Got him!
Hey, that works. Trade kill. Zor gets killed first. That works for KBU, because Gyrocopter stays alive for all of that XP, and he's almost level 6.
Yep, excellent. And we see these gyrocopters very often pick up the build where you only take stats, flat cannon, 1 level into the homing missile. Dad says, no sir, I have a rocket barrage and I'm not afraid to use it. And
I
it's
feel
really
like the
paying off for him.
I feel like the Gyrocopter stats build was a bit of a phase, because I haven't seen too many
Had to grow up a
Gyrocopters
little
go
bit.
for that. Yeah, it's like somebody told them not to do it anymore. Your time is over. But yeah, like, it feels like it's a build that was for a moment and then it disappeared. People still prefer playing around with the skill builds more. Like, do you go 404? Do you go 044? Do you go, was it 440? Like, I feel that's really when it comes down to the situationalness. An English word.
Not yet.
It will be. Where you
Marker
basically just plan your skill build accordingly to the matchup you're playing up against, or if you have somebody backing you up with the farm.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I like that word. I now forgot how to pronounce that one, so I guess that's going down in history.
Situationality.
Tower is under attack.
Solji already moving on to hitting the middle tower. The Storm Spirit has done a decent job of at least keeping his own farm up, but he cannot shut this OD out of the lane. And the Meteor Hammer is going to come in very soon. Oh no.
It slows, but they're also getting hit and ticked by the Leech Seed. And since Strength Protector doesn't need living armor at this moment, and no real need for healing towers just quite yet, might as well just pump up the damage for this lane. Kill credits another kill.
Not taking the points in living armor is fine for now, but of course that acceleration from the OD will come. He might just say, alright, fine, I couldn't hold against that either, no use taking it.
Athena has missed a couple impales so far. This one too. OD's TPing in while the cooldown goes out from Dad, so they're baiting this fight out, but there's the prison. Here comes the OD with that hammer, and that Gyrocopter is done for. Storm Spirit rotating in. Wait, hang on. Yep, it does go up the tick damage. And there goes a second one. That's the second hammer. And he could go for a third one, but Steel Barco with the help of Comfort. Everything just kind of rolls in for Felt in the last 30 seconds. What happened, Kips?
Ad hits 6, tries to capitalize, and that is the perfect opportunity for Solji to come in there, who just finished up his hammer as well. At the very least, Annihilate dodges out the OD ultimate there. But yeah, with everybody engaged on the bottom side of the map and the Warden going towards mid in order to secure a juicy creep wave and some EXP, Sunlight is getting left alone on the top lane and dies.
And Solji actually never left. He's still here. Mena, he got a TP, and he got a cancel for it. He doesn't even get Carapace off. And Annihilate's gonna be potentially dropping, ticking down, and dropping down to his death. OD. Oh, this OD is gonna be huge. Double kill scored again. He never left. And for good reason, he's picking up more kills for it.
Reads correctly that Dad feels strong. Like, this was a very early level 6 for a side lane, but trying to leverage it has only brought him misery.
Pretty solid. That's a great start. And wake me up with a very, very late tip. If you're gonna tip, you better do it on time. Those have no effect on players.
Top lane.
Or confusion, at least. Yep. 4 permanent AD picked up for the Slark. Still Borko actually gets that kill.
If a tree
on the
falls in the
board.
forest and there is a T-Tours, no, sorry. I don't think that death matters very much. He's just going to die over and over again on this top lane. Until he leaves.
Unless he gets some backup. But right now, it feels a bit worrisome that they're actually hitting this tier 1 tower this early on. It's not supposed to go this way usually. But it is right now. Living armor has been leveled up as well. Keep that tower up alive for a bit longer. Annihilate has that invis and he wants to grab the Grimstroke and will be able to. Silence is going to be out too. They've got the pounce and I annihilate. The Inkswell does a massive amount of damage. And the Storm, who revealed himself from invisibility, gets killed, and so does the Treant Protector, and 2 more permanent agility stacks. Thank you, says Comfort.
What an absolute nightmare for KBU. They moved from putting people into the 1 bottom lane, which is where you normally want to press your advantage, right? You win the bottom lane, you shove through, running into an OD who completely shuts them down, and they're like, fine, we're gonna catch up by compensating on our lost top lane.
And everybody is just dying. They got the rocket to cancel out the meteor hammer, but Gyrocopter fighting for his life here. Tries to punish Wake Me Up, and the arrow is not going to hit, but the secondary hammer will. And Solji's on a 6-0-1 streak. He's unstoppable right now. And they even got themselves a Rubik kill a moment ago with that Grimstroke, so they were diving under the tower.
What a monster. And look at where Zor is, by the way. It's like, yep, everybody is occupied elsewhere. I can just cut the wave in between towers here. I'm an Axe, I don't push very well, but you know what? I can let the creeps do that. Nobody's gonna stop me.
Nobody is. Treant has finished his Midas. Still a pretty decent timing because he had an okay time during this laning stage. I think that's the most important part for him. But Slark has been enabled and OD is on fire. So that's something that KBU kind of has to recognize as well, that we're doing okay, but they're doing better.
Yep, but this is going to be such an early Echo Saber for Comfort. He feels great about this game right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Midas on Solji. He didn't rush that. He built a hammer. He just gets to buy a 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Hand of Midas anyway.
And he's enjoying it.
Oh no.
And a Storm kill. What? How? This
He's not
Storm's
supposed to be
game.
there.
This Storm's game is slowly going down the drain. Takes Assassin Vendetta, Hail, and he gets an important kill. Very important thing to get this one.
I mean,
No.
I say, why is he there? His entire jungle is warded up, right? And the triangle is the Gyrocopters. If you want to get any farm at all on your Storm Spirit, you gotta go find it elsewhere. I know kills are presenting themselves, so he is jungling under his own ward vision in the enemy jungle. It's honestly understandable. It's a good adaptation to the situation at hand, but boy is he getting punished.
It's a fair enough move, yeah. But that was a solo kill for the Slark, so it's kind of like, how did that happen? Was basically the question mark looming in the air. So, with this top tower falling, at least KBU can start establishing some space in the top area of the map. They smoke just outside of that Ops Ward's vision, so they might have a chance to surprise. Treant Protector, Overgrowth is ready. They're setting up for mid. That mid tower is very low. Coming in from the side is the next assassin. Thena and the Warden, they're closing up. Nice prison coming out just in time. Comfort comes in from the side too. They've got themselves the Carapace. The sun comes out. The Overgrowth's going to be there as well. Storm jumping straight on top of the OD. The damage is not going to be enough. They will finally get it. While they're being controlled in the river, and Belt are losing heroes. They're going to lose a second. Alfred also drops low, Wake Me Up, able to get out. That's a big win despite their tower falling.
And a stolen Astral Imprisonment, by the way. That's huge for the Warden. Look at this setup.
These Comfort's able to bounce back to safety. Still, I find it so hard to look at KBU right now, because they were taking a massive beating, but still they somehow find the energy and the power to keep on going. And right now, getting themselves a bit of a skirmish victory, now pushing towards mid. They get a tower, looking for a Wake Me Up. He's got one lead charge. That's the last one. But Annihilate's not going to go for it. Perseverance gives.
Yep. Very good recognition that all they need is a good overgrowth, and Solji would probably overstay his welcome there because he's feeling good. He hasn't seen any action KDO just yet. Another setup.
Stolen prison. But his own prison. But he's going to use it offensively. Trying to set it up. Steel Barco coming in from the side. He kills himself to the Carapace. Throwing down the Sanity's Eclipse into a Nyx Assassin's own spike. And Rubik actually gets the DP home despite being pounced.
That was too much for my Dota client, by the way. It just burst to pieces as soon as that hammer dropped.
So your client just crashed right away from there. But hey, that's yeah. I don't think you missed too much except for a Rubik able to teleport back home with a pounce, almost canceling his TP. He was pounced in the fountain. So nothing else. Nothing else. But 12 to 16, 14 minutes in, we're back to a, I guess, tie situation. Still favors Felt heavily with their Slark, who definitely wants to keep on building up an infinitely scaling hero in this game.
He has the beneficial carry matchup here. Not the farming potential, of course, but he got his items early enough that he's going to be accelerating pretty quickly nonetheless. And yeah, this was honestly, this was the bare minimum situation from KBU to get to in order to continue this game at all. They have a shot now. They much
You also have a shot at killing the Stream Protector. Bounce misses,
comfort.
though. Yeah, I told you they had a shot, but not a guaranteed opportunity. And canceling some teleports. Nicely done. Maybe even killing a Grimstroke on the process. Yes, sir.
I trust my end.
I respect
Beautiful.
that.
That's a tip-worthy play, and that's a positive tip because
Exactly.
the Stream Protector just made a really good play there.
Making the best situation out of no situation, and that enables I Annihilate to farm the enemy jungle. Thena is dewarding, Gyrocopter still gets to live, love, laugh inside of his own
Oh, they
triangle.
still found him. They
Oh, well.
revealed the Tinker Ward. Revealed or not, it's still a kill and it pays off, so they will ping that location. Max is still building Blade Mail, so Zor is missing a big damage piece for now.
But he's got the blink.
Got the blink, yeah, so he can still make plays, just relies on an ally to bring out the damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Rubik closing up on an Aether Lens, and we're looking at this this Gyrocopter. I just saw that in SA, in the first division, just about an hour ago or something, Pakaz finished building the fastest Aghanim Scepter in all of DPC in 10 minutes and 30-ish
Dire's top
seconds.
tower is under attack.
So this axe is not going to be as fast.
Yeah, why'd you have to bring Dad down like that, man?
I don't know, 10-minute Ags, SA, that's
Yeah.
quite the something.
It is quite a something. So the bar has been set, ladies and gentlemen. We do no longer accept Ags past 12
Oh.
minutes.
Sharpshooter arrow, barely missed though. Now they're saying they have their Tinker Ward here, but they actually don't, so... Might as well back out. Felt with 4 heroes in the bot lane. Grim still smoked up. They have placed a fresh Cliff Ward in the middle of the jungle. Have a bit of extra control, keeping KDU away from this area of the map.
Sunlight is doing his job here. Yeah. He's keeping them all occupied. There's
Can he get
4
the ward?
heroes down here.
1, 2, he's got it, but he's also going to die for it.
Worth.
Yep, that's the 10th permanent agility stack for the Slark. He's also happy. That's totally worth for him. Imagine if Steel Barco would have another Obs Ward in his backpack and he would just place a new one. You could just keep on doing that infinitely and you would just get free kills. That's an easy way to win Dota.
Well, 3
Top
kills
lane.
on top lane.
Is under attack.
Yep. That is a Orchid reveal.
Assassinated. And this Nyx, it's a classic for a reason. Nyx Storm working out really well.
Right now, a situation is brewing in top. Still, Barco wants to sit under this tower, keep this wave away. He's casting every single spell to keep them away. That arrow misses. That's a Rubik arrow, by the way. Thena finds Still Barco. Talking about assassinations. This guy is about to get Nixonated unless Salty's got something to say about it. Yep, one arcane orb to the face. So Nix gets to taste some of his own blood, of his own medicine. Meanwhile, in the river, Radiant side jungle more like. Overgrowth used to prevent Zor from spinning Annihilate to death.
It looks like this ward cut discovered as well. And that one's going to go down very soon. Felt losing a bunch of their aggressive assets.
That actually throws in a rocket right away in the direction of the OD. So that's a very fast drive-by. That's the moment when you kind of like, okay, I'm actually not going to finish the sentence, never mind. I think some things are just better unsaid. Well, there's a river fight breaking loose. BKB freshly popped by the Slark. That's 9 seconds, but he doesn't really look immune to everything because Dad has a flat cannon. He's also got some heavy right clicks. Dana tries to make his way out. The call down is a bit too late too. They will lose the Nyx. They also lose the BKB charge off of the Slark.
Yep,
So
and
I guess you could...
They're not going to capitalize off of this, are they? There's no easy towers to take. All they really have to just reward the enemy jungle right now because they've lost all the vision that they can take territory with.
And I also feel like that serves better for KBU, that they lose their Nyx for a 9-second BKB of the Slark. I feel like they're the ones winning that trade.
Completely agreed with that.
Rubik has a prison.
And now the Slark does not have a BKB.
Yeah, he does get the purge of the Orchid, but a very deep dive from Iron. OD prison. Oh wait, is that OD prisoning himself? That is.
Yes, it is.
I thought that was the Rubik for a second, because the Rubik's only just making his way down.
He's gonna do it now.
And he is able to use it onto Wake Me Up to keep them away. The stun onto the Train Protector, thanks to the melee creep with an Ink Swell. The creeps are better hunters, and in this case it proves. They're able to get out, but Axe is still hunting. He's got a blink. Late mail, arrow's gonna be there. Dunk to the face.
And it's actually very important to take down this Rubik whenever he gets the Astral Imprisonment. There's a reason why the Warden is gunning for it. It's such good protection against all of these setups that Felt are using right now. So between an Axe Call, an OD setting up the Meteor Hammer, the amount of saves waiting out a Slark BKB, this Astral Imprisonment is going to do huge things every single time the Rubik gets it. And he can always get it.
So we're at 20 minutes currently, and it could still go either direction. I don't actually know if we're going to see some wild builds into this game, kind of like the Train Protector going for a basic Meteor Hammer into Aghanims with the Midas. Like, there's so many directions you could go with the Midas, but I don't feel like Sunlight wants to pull out anything too frisky out of this hero.
No, as soon as you have the map control of the Aghanims established, you basically transition yourself into full utility. So you can go anything from medallions to hexes. Whatever your team needs. Your farm is now in service of the other heroes.
I like the idea of having a Solar Crest in your team, because Nyx isn't really a good carrier for it. Rubik doesn't want to build it either. But Treant could buff up the Gyrocopter, because he's already bringing him armor. Why not give him some more armor? So you can put armor on top of armor, and then you have an impenetrable Gyrocopter, who's already sitting in a plate of armor. So then you have Armorception.
I just like the idea of a guy in a full suit of armor putting on an extra helmet. Like, you open the visor and there's just a second visor underneath.
That's kind of like Master Chief in one of those cutscenes where there are people wanting to look at the face reveal, and he just has another helmet under the helmet.
Exactly. Dad, you know what you gotta do.
Kind of like the idea of you put on this big chainmail, and then you put another chainmail on top of the chainmail, and then you're just like this very heavily armored guy.
Top tower is under attack.
I mean,
And then you praise the sun, I think.
At least in today's standards, I think any immovable object they've always found a way to destroy them, or at least render them completely immobile, so they're not able to do anything. So I think putting too much armor is not probably the option here. Anyway, one solution to armor is more damage or remove it. So Gyrocopter, classic BKB into Daedalus, right-clicking build, and for the Slark, we have the Skadi coming up.
Dire's top tower is under
Damage
attack.
from the one, sustain from the other, and the Slark again has the favorable matchup here, being able to cross the distance into that gyrocopter. Plus, he has a team that still has all of their conditions met. This OD has a BKB of his own. The Axe is making good strides towards his own as well. That's when the Daedalus of the gyrocopter has to be up. As soon as the protection from the magical damage is here, your physical needs to be ready.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Solji is going to be pushing this bot tower with the Meteor Hammer, but they have the living armor to fight back against the push, fight the power back. You know, though, there is a Mirana in close range, and a quick cast on the Impale, but it's a missed stun, and Next Assassin will pay for it with his life. And a call coming out. They've caught I Annihilate, and they missed the Sanity's Eclipse.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
I think KBUS could actually answer Felt right now, because that's a big damage-dealing ability out. And that also Felt recognizes.
Question is now, can they capitalize? We were talking about not having a medallion hero. It means that they have a hard time taking Roche. That would be the way to capitalize on a big ult being down, but no chances of that. Huge
Here's
find here from Zor.
Yeah, look at that. The perfect timing as well.
Touch and
It's
go.
not pixel perfect, but it's perfect enough for you to use an ulti down the drain.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the shot. If you get I Annihilate there, I think you yourself move in for the Roshan attempt. Even though you do take it fairly slowly, but you have Arcane Orb, which is a huge amount of damage for his Roshan.
Yeah, I think that should get fixed.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too fair. OD probably better taking Roshan than most right-clicking heroes, and we can see the Treant Ags. We have our eyes in the forest now being placed around the map. So those little pieces of leaves on your mini-map, those little green indicators, not the squares, the leaf-looking symbols, those are more vision provided, or extra vision provided for KBUS. And I think we talk a lot about vision here with Kips. I think this is the best vision-giving tool you can get.
It is, yes. Of course, you also have the Slark over on the other side, who is excellent at dewarding, but keeping up with eyes in the forest as a Slark is... You want to be hitting creeps instead of hunting down trees, let's face it. So there is always going to be vision here for this Treant Protector.
Thor misses the blink call, and Mirana drops low. Nice jump in from Annihilate, and Morden has stolen the Stroke of Fate, and that will be God taking the kill onto Steel Porco, onto Zor, and Wake Me Up. So 3 kills as Felt. It really felt that one.
Yeah, and this is definitely enough time to go in for the Roshan.
Odie might get away, but doesn't matter. They've secured Roche for themselves, so that's the first Roshan of the game, and that will go for KBU. So despite their hardships that they've had so far, that was a very, very flawless fight for them, and it ended so fast.
It was really very nicely recognized. The silence here over on the counter initiator means no soulbind there, no reactions from the Grimstroke, and that means the Gyrocopter can walk in and flak to his heart's content.
I just love how Rubik froze into telekinesis on the Axe, who just finished missing the call and then landed on top of the Mirana. So Mirana, who usually leaps away, just got instant cancelled, stayed there for a bit, tanked a lot of damage, and then the Storm just finishes the job.
Great synergy there. And in answer to sort of the topic that we just brought up, it's like, yeah, this is a weird situation, right? With KBU sort of almost invisibly climbing back into this game when they were so far behind after the laning stage. It's really down to the one fight and then the Treant Protector. And it's very hard to cast the impact of a Treant Protector because he doesn't really do all that many exciting things.
Comfort is willing to make some plays here. Outing up front.
Risky.
There's also vision placed on the secondary cliff. Zor needs to be careful too. He's gonna get slowed up. He is tanky. He is a good damage dealer, so that's also something the next assassin has to keep in mind. Not to blindly charge in.
Stupendous.
Would like to have some people in, but he's giving info for the team. But did they see that smoke Mirana ulti? I don't think so. Comfort things out wards. Solji moving in. They actually see the OD. They see them coming in. They have the sentries. The trees are now giving them the vision. I Annihilate with the Haste Rune out on the run. And this is where the Treant's Eyes of the Forest really come out to play. They pop the smoke off of the OD, and then the Mirana ulti ain't gonna save you. But they found a kill in the end. It's a mixed assassin. trying to make a run for it, but he's tanking a lot of abilities in the end and still gets killed. And now Train Protector bullying the Axe, or not many directions to go to, gets rooted. Comfort, DD rune. You don't want to challenge this Slark.
Is it not there? Oh, that's the Eclipse, actually. That is not the steal that he wanted. He wanted the Asteroid Jet. The Asteroid was not going to die right here.
Yep, but Annihilate jumps the back line. Nice catch there. Tries to get themselves the Morana or the Axe, but they're getting saved. Grimstroke drops down. Still Borko down. OG wants to drop the hammer. Finally gets the Hexus onto the Storm Turret. Dad also gets some damage in, but the Storm not able to get away. And now it's the Gyro versus 2. He's all by himself. KBU have just lost 4 members of their team. Now the next assassin finally respawning back in. Start with the DD rune. DD finally runs out. Has a BKB capable of turning this around, but what does Solji want to do? They want to draw out this gyrocopter, but the rocket's going to be there. He didn't dark pack. He didn't dark pack. Dana might just walk in. Oh, it's just a bait. Just a BKB with the Shadow Dance. Able to take care of this next assassin. Make that stack 13 now. And the Gyro also on the runaway, but Solji was on the high ground. He was looking for an angle for the Astral. Failed to win this one in the end. That's a 4 for 3. Yeah, it's a 4 for 3 trade.
And I think that fight looks very different if there's already a Daedalus up on that, but fortunately for him there isn't, and that OD just lives too long.
I'm still kind of looking. Slark just finished that Scotty, so that's taken some time to finish. But the Slark is still absolutely huge.
He is. And he could just keep on buying items that give him survivability versus this Gyrocopter, because all he needs to do in a fight is live in order to get more damage as he stacks up that Agi. Yeah. And Dad, in the meantime, has to be buying damage in order to please, for God's sake, kill that Slark before he gets too big to handle.
Kind of the thing, like even if Slark's at 15,000 net worth, like 4k, that's almost a full item behind the Gyrocopter. I still see this Slark much bigger than the Gyro when we're looking at a straight 1v1. So he can still beat this duel. Like Slark is still gonna be able to sap out and diminish this Gyrocopter in a battle. But I think Gyro just wipes out the rest of the team, and then Slark finishes the rest. That's kind of like it's like that one PL versus what was that hero again, where they were like, we have to kill the others, and whoever's remaining with more people wins the fight.
That was a Gyrocopter actually as well.
Yeah, so it was a Gyro. Yeah, Gyro versus PL. That was that one. Yeah.
Which is who kills each other's teams first, and this is kind of the same situation where the Slark could be hitting the Gyrocopter from the start, but unless they are sure that they can burst him, which is going to be very hard with an Aegis first and there's going to be a Satanic next, you're going to have to be killing his teammates while he kills yours, and then, well, if the Slark comes out on top of that, he'll win the man fight as well. Gyro, if he kills the enemy team, there might still be a problem for him. If the Slark survives.
Yeah, it might be. Slark is looking for the Aghanims, wants to get the pounce range, because right now he realizes he is being scouted way too early. So even if he went for Silver Edge or Shadow Blade, that's kind of like, it's not optimal. So if he can get the pounce off from a long distance onto heroes like the Rubik, the Storm Spirit, like the Axe is a perfect pickup. And they will go for the Moonlight Shadow, now on the hunt. Warden on the edge of the cliff, and he is... Never mind the Slark pounce. Everything else does connect. The Hex is out. The Rubik's still gonna end up dying. Waking up, we'll take that one. So Comfort's pathfinding got messed up at the last possible moment, but they still have Prison and Call. That messed that one up, but Annihilate gets the jump on Steel Borko. Salty only has one Prison to provide and not a second one. Annihilate pops his PKB and zips and teleports away. 1 for 1.
Out of the range of that Axe.
Yeah, can't just hide in the trees and teleport. Gotta zip away from that. Support for support, but no BKB for the Storm. So I wonder if KBU actually wants to fight. Do they just continue farming the Gyrocopter? He's also wanting to build a Scotty, but looks like he has just finished the Satanic. So Gyro is basically as big as he can get, technically.
Yeah.
Now you start replacing items.
You can still replace the Dragonlance. Eventually, the boots are gotta go, of course. But yeah, he's also nearing his level 25, where we're going to be confronted with a -6 seconds flak cooldown.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And an
Beautiful and terrifying.
Aghanim Scepter Blessing, and release a complete or a full inventory slot too. A lot of things that you can still do on this Gyrocopter, obviously, to get bigger and bigger. But this is kind of like where his scaling is starting to reach a peak. Everything else is just luxury.
And I've really enjoyed this Treant Protector's build up here. I thought he would go into utility items earlier, but of course he did have to get the Blink Dagger still. He's also gotten himself the Shard for the bashes.
Radiant's top
And
tower is under attack.
I think Sunlight's making a case here for the niche of the offlane Treant Protector.
Dyer's middle
He's been
tower
providing
Maybe
so much
wake me up.
utility
He's going to
this game.
walk into Thana. This is going to spark the fight. That's going to be the first kill. And KBU looking for more. They just called on the Treant Protector. He needs to survive just a bit longer to get the overgrowth out, but he's not going to be able to make wake me up. Going to go fly back. They do have the Stormstone with the BKB jumping, zapping back and forth. Zors, BKB has been forced as well, so they're trying to get some distance. Wake me up has got the Yules and able to cancel Iron Isle is going to be taken down. Storm is going to die, and they're trying to get away. Comfort chasing this next assassin. Down to the low ground, nowhere to go. 3 kills, Soldier with triple. Maybe you bite the dust on this one. I thought they were smart with the Wake Me Up kill, but without the Treant Protector, they don't have a fight.
They don't have that overgrowth to lock the fight down and reposition themselves. They can't get that into the right position then either. It is too risky for him when the Slark has free roaming of the situation. He backs off. Storm, Nyx are left to die.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Still don't get to see the Gyrocopter in action. It's just all about Felt 5 manning and 4 manning to get kills for themselves. Rubik's stolen prison once again.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They can isolate heroes out of fights, keep somebody out. Like, these BKBs on Felt are doing so much work. Like, when they have them on, I feel like they're much stronger than KBU's heroes. Beautiful call coming off from Zor, and the Gyrocopter hexed up as well, but they're missing so many hits. Sanity's Eclipse is available, but he misses the timing of the Satanic Dad. There's the Drift. The Overgrowth's going to be there. They're going to take one, looking for Wake Me Up. He's just going to try and make his way out. He does survive. Dana still ends up dying, but Solji is dead, and they're trying to run in 2 separate directions. So the Gyrocopter catches the arrow, but the prison, the Warden, he's got that prison. He makes it work out, and KBU gets themselves 3 kills this time. Maybe even 4. Annihilate still hunting for another, but the Storm Spirit doesn't quite catch the Slark this time. But still, KBU, they turn this one into their advantage.
Huge. The range on that Astral Imprisonment on the Rubik as well, it is absolutely enormous. They can set up anything they want with that, and then the Gyrocopter getting their BKB off there is actually huge, because they wait until that Astral has been used, hexed him up, but he gets 4 staffed away, and now this is the Satanic turn.
Barely missed the timing on the Eclipse. I'm wondering, did he wait a bit too long? Like, should he have just used it during the Hex still being out? Because that was the time to pop it. And since he waited just like 0.2 seconds too long, Gyro got his BKB off and Eclipse had no effect.
Yeah. I mean, you're trying to get another hit off with the Arcane Orb, right? To make sure that you have all the damage you need.
Breed is good. Better to use it than to not, and now a big play turns into a team wipe almost. Wake Me Up right next to the Roche Pit. Hello! Gets lifted into the air though. And he's suddenly just disappeared. He was there. No longer.
An X-Parrot.
Well,
now
it was a fair attempt. It was a fair attempt. I mean, you gotta go for those.
Worth it, yes.
Again, uses Overgrowth. Comfort has Dark Pact though. Able to get that out, and with the help of Inkswell, this guy moves very fast. Love that 15 talent on the Grimstroke for the extra 16% movement speed.
It is really good.
Oh,
now, this Slark has picked up a gem, but they don't really have the space right now to calmly walk through their forest, D-Ward and D3.
Well,
KBU is keeping up the pressure.
Don't say too early. They have an Aghanims. The double pounce is up on Slark. Comfort's going to have a lot easier time now trying to catch these heroes. in mid somewhere, but this Slark is being detected the whole time.
And he knows it, and the cross map smoke's
And
coming
he's going to
right
be run
for him.
into as well, but look at the distance on those bounces. No risk. No harm, no foul.
I do kind of wish that made like a boing sound.
Dire's bottom tower.
Are you
is
talking
under
about the
attack.
Enchantress Sproink?
Oh. I like a trampoline going. Boing. Oh, he's got him. Comfort across the distance.
Yep.
Sunlight's tanky.
Power of the Pounce. He's a tanky fella. But he doesn't live for an eternity, even though he wanted to. But now, a big fight breaking
Put her on
loose.
the Rubik as well.
They still have a chance on this one. Annihilate is leashed right now. Soulbind, BKB is ticking out and running low. So is Solji. Solji's being targeted right now. He will use the refresher to get another BKB, and now he's trying to make his way out. Sword does catch the Gyrocopter, doing a lot of damage by himself, but he doesn't have the backup. OD's too afraid to go in, and Dan is happy to just stand his ground. Overgrowth used onto the Grimstroke to make sure that Steel Fork Ghost not going to be running away. KDU will make sure Felt is going to lose every hero on the board, except Comfort. Yep, him too. Dark Pact used. He's still got Shadow Dance. And he also has a Death Shroud too. But look at that beautiful blink there to jump in between. So he's not going to be making his way at least the super fastest down. He's still stunned on the high ground. Prison save from Solji, buying a lot of time. Hex comes out. Stormspirit low. The stolen prison save from Warden to keep him alive. And now he blinks onto the high ground. Gets the lift out onto the OT. And that's another one for KBU. And they are celebrating right now inside the Felt base.
That was very risky by KBU as well. They used several buybacks in order to keep that assault up, and actually being able to work through the buybacks of the enemy there, especially the dieback of the axe, is huge.
OD wasn't able to fight until that high ground push. He was out of the fight for the last 30 seconds or so. Gyrocopter's just hitting everything that moves. They're gonna go end the game almost at this point. I mean, they could.
Rubik?
60 seconds without people. Catch on to Comfort. Comfort doesn't have a BKB. Needs to get it out as well. Is he going to? No! Denied. That's going to be the end of the game as they kill off this Slark. Focusing their way through the tier 4 towers. KBU is going to be taking this first game against Felt.
They are, and shout out to the Warden, the Prison Warden, stealing the Astral Imprisonment for his own, setting up so many plays, creating so many saves as well versus Felt. That was a really beautiful Rubik game and a really beautiful teamwork from KBU altogether.